What's up?
Hey, bring it a little bit closer. Bring that mic closer. We're gonna make you pro there. Here you go.
Okay.
So who are you? What's your name?
My name is Brett. Brett Lorrain. I'm the son of Mike Lorrain.
Okay. And Brett, I think we've established earlier that you're 15. Your dad told me your age. Sorry to break that to you.
Yeah, I'm 15. This is true.
So and I think it's important to disclose to the American public that you are probably a gamer.
I do play video games.
You do.
Yes.
You do, and you're probably a geek too.
It's
okay.
Sort of.
We're all geeks. It's good.
No, I don't know.
No, you are.
Gaming isn't for geeks anymore.
No, I think you could be both.
Pinball tournament.
Right. I think you could
it's
do
a funny term.
Right. You could do a lot of crossover.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. So I got to ask you, because I remember, I'm going to use the line that your dad probably has used on you 1,000 times already. When I was your age, these things were very new, and there wasn't a lot of distraction. Like the internet and Xbox, and I mean, I barely had a Nintendo, a regular Nintendo. So now that you're growing up with this, and I know your dad has had pinball machines. He told me a bit that you play a little, but you're not like super into it. When you're in a world and you see this stuff, what goes through your mind? How is it like to you?
Well, I have to say that even though I wasn't around when these kinds of things were, the mainstream and the big popular thing, I feel like I see a portion of what people had back then and what they wanted it to be again and what they're putting it in again. And they're just trying to bring that back in a sort of way that makes everybody happy.
Right.
In terms of, setting up all these games and having these games that people had and then making them available for everyone to play for free.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, for you personally, obviously you have a lot of exposure thanks to your dad and some great pinball machines that are well kept and such.
Yeah.
And then you come to a show here and you probably see machines you haven't seen before. What kind of machines do you gravitate to? Do you like the older machines that are just drop targets and bells and whistles? Or are you like a fan of like what Stern is doing today with full motion video and graphics and all that? I mean, what do you like when you play?
Well, even though, I'm growing up in a time where the graphics are better and everything like that.
Yeah, everything on the computer or, that kind of thing, yeah.
I think it's not the most flashy visuals on the screen that attracts me. What I like is the most interesting play field in terms of like the crazy ramps or the interesting things to go for.
So are you more interested in the rules, like the deep rules sets?
I mean, I try to pay attention to the rules, but if I see like a big giant spanking ramp, I might try to go for that first.
Right.
So like what games have you seen here at the show that you're like, that's what I'm going to remember?
Well, I played this Jurassic Park one, and it has a T-Rex that comes down and grabs the ball, and I thought that was pretty cool. It's stuff like that I feel like is interesting to me, where it's going above and beyond hitting targets and going up simple ramps.
Nice.
So, obviously, you're here at the show this weekend. And coming up to this, have you been telling your friends about the show? Is there interest amongst people in your age range at school when it comes to pinball and arcades and just analog stuff like this?
Well, I was hoping there would be. In my friend group, there's not a ton, but I did bring one of my friends here today. His name is Charlie. He's really, really into this stuff, and he's like the one of my friends who was like, "You like pinball?" He's like, "Yeah, I like pinball." And so I definitely wanted to bring him here, and he's had a blast so far. I was glad.
Is this his first exposure to it?
He played a couple at my house,
okay.
And he played a couple elsewhere. But he says he really wants to have a pinball machine, but he's a teenager. He can't afford one. But he says he'd love to have one at his house, and he said he'd like to make one someday. So it's really cool.
So speaking to your experience here at the show, obviously your dad is living, breathing pinball right now, especially when it comes to the show. But now that you're here, now that you're able to kind of explore and have some fun, what are some games that you're liking to play? Do you have any that's jump out at you, or any vendor, any kind of special thing that you've seen so far at the show?
Well, I've played this one before at another friend's house, and one of my dad's friends. But something me and my friend did for a while is we played the Indiana Jones with the 8-ball multi-ball arc thing.
Oh yeah,
that's a big,
yeah.
That's a big attractor.
Yeah.
And it was being a little funky. There were some problems that were happening with the machine where it would get stuck somewhere, or the balls would get in the back and it would take a while to kick them out. But it was still pretty fun. We played that one, and then the first one I played, I think it was a Black Knight, but my friend next to me sat down at the NASCAR, and he started, and he was like, the first thing he was like, whoa, because it like goes around the circle like twice before it comes out. And actually I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Right.
Stuff like that I feel like you would only see in a NASCAR machine versus any of these machines around here. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for that to be in it.
So as we wrap this up, what do you have to say to everybody in your age range who, you know, we got obviously PC games, Xbox. I mean, we got incredible graphics, RTX on, off, whatever. You know, you got all these things that you can do. What do you say to somebody in your age range that is thinking, well, no, that's stupid, or that's slow, or what would you say to try to get somebody to play some pinball or play an old arcade game, and mash some buttons, and have some fun?
Well, what I have to say, and it's something that I've always thought about pinball, is that you can play the video games today, and they can have the graphics, and they can have the faster movements and stuff. But the thing about pinball that I thought is always really special is that what's happening there is real. And it's you're actually hitting things. And
that's what I say.
And in video games, it's happening, but it's not actually real. Versus if you want to experience something that is happening right there and you're doing something about it, then pinball is what you should do, because it's this real experience that you can't get on a computer. Even on even on those computer simulator games, it's just not the same as the real physics of playing a game.
Oh yeah, and no doubt. And and you can I would say that there's nothing wrong with playing like pinball on a computer, because you can get some free practice in, and then take that practice, go out in the real world and play some pinball, man.
Yeah. It's like get off the computer and go do something that's actually real.
Yeah, except for watch this stream, though. I mean, watch the stream and then go play pinball later.
There's some games down here. Come on.
Well, hey, thank you so much. Your dad is great, and I know it's maybe weird for sons to hear about their dad and vice versa and all that, but no, he's a cool guy, and I wanted to get your perspective about this, from your point of view. I think we all need that from time to time.
Yeah.
Go have some fun, man. Thanks for jumping by.
Yeah, thanks for letting me participate.
Yeah, no sweat.
And, if you like Stern Indiana Jones 8-ball multi-ball, wait till you play Apollo 13.
Don't do that. That's terror. You're going to give him terrors.
I think I played that on my dad's emulator once.
You're going to give him night terrors.
Yeah. All right, thanks for having me.
All right, have a good night.
Yeah, have a good day.
All right.